2024, it's been a year. But as far as diet culture online goes, I will not be sad to see it go. Hey everyone, I'm Abby Sharp. Welcome back to Abby's Kitchen. It's that time of the year when I am reminiscing about all of the completely unhinged wellness content that has graced our feeds in 2024. Because holy it's been rough. Before we go too far into this, I want to tell you about my sponsor, Get Healthy UTV, which I'm so excited to be working with. So since COVID, I've been working out pretty much exclusively at home because workout classes have gotten insanely expensive, and I also just don't have the bandwidth to be like spending more time driving to and from a class than actually in the class. So I'm always looking for fun ways to make my at-home workouts a little more interesting. So Get Healthy UTV is an online resource for workouts, tips, and fitness inspiration. They have workouts in a wide range of categories from core to HIIT to treadmill to yoga to literally everything in between. I love the bar workouts because if there is anything I miss about my old gym membership, it is probably bar because it's low impact, but I really feel the burn by the end. And you can do it anywhere, so it's great for traveling in small spaces. But they're always adding new workouts so that you never get bored. And as a member, you get access to live Q&A sessions with the trainers, plus their active community. So if you're looking to shake up your at-home workouts and try adding something new to your routine, check out the link in bio. And the first 1,000 of my subscribers to click on the link in the description will get a full year of their premium membership for only $1.49. For new members, guys, that is an insane perk. So you are going to want to click ASAP. So come with me on a little stroll down memory lane to recap some of the biggest what the moments we had together and pray for less problematic days to come. All right, buckle up, my darlings, and get your diet culture bingo cards ready because TikTok has really gifted us with quite the naughty list this year with some of these trends. Number one, we will simply call Fozempic, aka bad Ozempic dupes. If 2023 brought us the Ozempic boom, 2024 was all about people trying to replicate these powerful anti-obesity agents themselves. Most notably with bogus recipes like Rice Zempic and Oat Zempic, plus a number of popular faux Zempic supplements like those from Array and Lemmy. By the way, I have a full video on each of these things, so definitely go watch those if you haven't already. But in short, no supplement or food can even touch the magnitude of effects of something like Ozempic. I'm shocked that some of these supplement companies are not getting dinged for false advertising. And I'm gonna tell you why. Basically, a lot of these products claim to help you lose weight, sometimes through fat burning, but oftentimes through boosting the same satiety hormone that Ozempic acts on called GLP-1. Now, in the case of these grainy water concoctions, there's nothing magical about them that makes them a special weight loss food. It's simply that the presence of food in our gut, literally any food, but particularly protein fiber like beta-glucan in oats and fats, will help to increase GLP-1 and therefore make you feel full. If oat water has any additional perks, it's that it is very low in calories and high in water and volume, which may transiently make you feel full for a short period of time. Arguably though, simply making a protein shake would do a much better job at this, since protein has been shown to be king of the satiety hierarchy. And also it wouldn't taste like super watery, unsweetened oats. But looking at the Fozempic supplements, Array and Lemmy, the former more relies on fat burners that are likely not even at clinical dosages, and even if they are, research suggests that fat burners don't typically actually result in weight loss. While the latter is making claims about suppressing appetite by boosting GLP-1. But just to do some quick math, Ozempic boosts GLP-1 250 times more than the main active GLP-1 booster in Lemmy. And you could actually get that same magnitude of GLP-1 boost simply by eating a meal with protein. Anywho, if a company or content creator even insinuates that you can get Ozempic-like outcomes from their recipe or product, it is a huge red flag. Moving on, I gotta talk about the time that the Washington Post tried to discredit RDs. So in case you missed it, Washington Post columnist Anna O'Connor published 2 undeniably biased articles in the Washington Post, one suggesting that dietitians are paid off by big food to promote junk food, and another suggesting that anti-diet dietitians are actually promoting obesity. The first one was particularly damaging to a lot of my colleagues, and I addressed it in a lot more detail right here. But as a recap, here are some important takeaways. Anna has a very clear anti-sugar, anti-obesity, anti-health authority agenda, and even though good journalists are supposed to leave their bias out of their writing, you can see his take quite clearly throughout his body of work, including appearing on this podcast where it seems he was plugging the carnivore diet, and doing so with absolutely no education or training in the nutrition field. Cool. Second, the messages that my colleagues were communicating, despite being sponsored and paid for, were all evidence-based. In fact, their videos debunking myths around aspartame being cancer-causing had like the exact same takeaways and talking points as my video on the same topic that was in no way sponsored. They said the exact same thing because we know how to read and interpret research. This guy is just clearly anti-dietitian because we refuse to project the elitist fear-mongering pseudoscience that aligns with his personal MO. But in my opinion, and also the opinion of our colleges, as long as the messages that we are sharing are evidence-based and we're disclosing our partnerships correctly, this is not an actual issue. But moving on, let's talk about raw milk. So FYI, raw milk is a known vessel for deadly bacteria, making it 150 times more likely to cause illness than pasteurized milk. And despite what lies are told on fringe websites like rawmilkinstitute.org, raw milk is not better for lactose intolerance. It's not a good source of probiotics. It's not easier to digest or less allergenic than pasteurized milk. And it's not necessarily much more nutritious either. So the risk-benefit analysis that is raw versus pasteurized, like, this is a real Captain Obvious moment for me. But let's move on to talk about an adjacent trend, the tradwives and the fear-mongering of processed foods. Listen, I love to cook. I know that I'm a minority on that, but I do love to cook. That said, as a working mom with 2 kids in a meltdown mode by 5 p.m., it is rarely an enjoyable, leisurely task. That said, if you have the time, energy, and passion to make Cheez-Its and Cinnamon Toast Crunch from scratch while holding a baby in full hair and makeup and rocking a stunning designer dress, I love that for you. You go, girl. What I don't love is the not so subtle elitist clean eating culture that permeates a lot of this kind of content, insinuating that if you dare give your kids an Oreo from a package rather than your own kitchen, that you're failing as a parent. Not only is this totally tone deaf to post online, but I also do worry for the kids in these households hearing these moralizing messages.
I don't trust any of the ultra-processed snack foods for my growing children's health, which is why I'm making them from scratch.
I think a lot of us experts could argue that disordered eating and eating disorders like orthorexia are probably a much greater health hazard to our kids than an occasional package of goldfish. And while of course homemade treats are amazing, I love homemade treats, gummies made in your kitchen doesn't automatically make them a health food that are overwhelmingly different than store-bought. So if you've been watching content like this and you feel judged or shamed or anxious, know that the vast majority of us parents will never be able to relate to this, and our kids are gonna be all right. But let's talk about the horrifying uptick of skinny culture content online. If the past few years has afforded us a focus on body positivity and diversity online, 2024 has really set us back. And while wellness culture has been more subtle about its diety intentions, creators like Liv Schmidt and the rest of Skinny Talk are basically saying the quiet parts out loud.
I have the worst fear of becoming fat or being fat.
Not only does Skinny Talk reinforce fat phobia online, but the tips and claims I have seen are truly unhinged. Like saying tomatoes make you fat, or suggesting that water with electrolytes is super filling, and equating skinniness with confidence. So gross. Thankfully, our girl Liv got banned, but it really hasn't stopped other girlies from sharing the exact same pro-skinny sound bites online. There'll be a lot more to come. But finally, let's close things off with perhaps one of the most shocking moments on social media in 2024, the Nikocado avocado weight loss experiment. If you haven't seen the original video or my commentary on it, Nikocado Avocado is an OG mukbang creator who quietly lost 250 pounds without anybody noticing. The social experiment made very clear how differently one is treated when they are thin versus fat, and how sick the world is in finding entertainment in hate watching. I also feel that the fact that the weight loss reveal was coupled with yet another massive mukbang noodle bender, and all of the comments in the comment section were like just commending Nick on his dramatic transformation, communicates very clearly that it's only cool to participate in binge eating as long as you stay thin. It's basically all a fat phobia case study. Anywho, I could definitely go on, but that is where we're going to close off for today. 2024 was actually an incredible year for me personally and professionally. So I launched New Theory and our 2-in-1 plant-based probiotic protein powder, and it's been such a rewarding experience to see all of your amazing feedback so far. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We love it. I also launched my podcast, Fight Back with Abby Sharp, which has been a dream for me for so long. And I have been feverishly working on a huge book project that I cannot wait to share more details about. And honestly, guys, that is just the start.
This is only the beginning.
We have so many exciting launches coming up in the new year. So let's just hope that the nutrition landscape levels out and we can have like a little reprieve from the BS online. And if not, well, at least I'll have some job security. I'm gonna be leaving some links below to New Theory and also where you can find Bite Back. I'm super excited to finally get that word out, so please subscribe wherever you get your podcasts and leave me a review if you've had a chance to listen to our episodes. But let me know what nutrition trends I missed in my list below by just commenting below, and I'm so excited to have you guys join me into 2025. So have an amazing holiday season, and I'll see you next time on Abby's Kitchen. Bye!